Hello everybody and welcome back to SVR 11 Universe. My name is Jitch, we're in Chicago, Illinois. It's Raw, Kofi Kingston.
The following triple threat match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Ghana, West Africa, weighing 221 pounds, Kofi Kingston.
So we're starting off something a little different to determine a contender for a championship, as we are now officially just 4 weeks away from WrestleMania. We've just gone through the Elimination Chamber. We have our new WWE Champion Shawn Michaels, and we have his WrestleMania opponent, the 2010 Royal Rumble winner Christian, all raring to go. But what about the rest of Raw? That's what we're going to find out.
Over to Canada, weighing in at 250 pounds, from the Hart Dynasty, David Hart Smith.
So first and foremost, the thing that we are looking at is the tag team division kicking things off here on Raw in some singles competition, but it's going to be a triple threat match. As there is no such thing as a triple threat tag team match, that just makes no sense. That could never be a thing. I don't think that would ever be a thing that we'll see here. I don't know how you would even do a triple threat tag team match. So I'm glad that we can't book them, because they don't make any sense. What we got going on here? William Regal's up to something. David Hart Smith on the lookout. But no one ever thinks to look behind them. And that's a cheap shot. So, basically, the first thing that we're going to be focusing on going into WrestleMania, as you know from previous series, the prime focus with WrestleMania and me, at least, oh, hello, Regal ass. The prime focus with WrestleMania and me is to get every single championship on the show. That means there'll be about 10 matches in total. So we've got to find contenders for every one of those championships. Looking at the tag team division, there isn't really a strong front runner after the Hart Dynasty lost their rematch for the World Tag Team Championships. There isn't really anyone currently in line to face the Celtic Cross 2-on-2 at WrestleMania, and that is what we are going to find out. In this triple threat match, the rules are quite simple. You know, first fall to the finish, blah blah blah. And it's going to be Kofi Kingston from the Altitude Alliance, William Regal from his alliance with Jack Swagger of no name, and the Hart Dynasty. And next week we'll be seeing another triple threat. And in next week's triple threat matchup, we'll be seeing the tag team partners of everyone involved in this match. We'll be seeing Tyson Kidd of the Hart Dynasty, Jack Swagger of tag team partner with William Regal, and Evan Bourne of the Altitude Alliance, and they're all going to be facing off in a triple threat match. And the winner of this triple threat. Okay, so let's put this into context so you guys kind of understand a little bit. Assuming you haven't already been able to figure it out, because some of you, I know how you are. You just get it like right away. But basically, the winner of this triple threat, let's say Regal wins this triple threat. Let's go with that. So Regal wins this triple threat, and next week Evan Bourne wins the triple threat. That means that in 2 weeks' time on Raw, it will be the Altitude Alliance versus the team of William Regal and Jack Swagger. Now, in the event of, say, William Regal is to win again, but next week Jack Swagger wins, well, that's just it. They've just been declared the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. It's really all it boils down to. It's quite simple. So we're either going to find out who the contenders are next week, or we're going to find out who the contenders are in 2 weeks' time. But either way, those contenders are coming your way, and there will be just enough time for the Celtic Cross to maybe face off against 1 or 2 members to kind of get that little bit in. We've also got to find out the United States Championship situation, who's going to be facing off against the new US champion, Wade Barrett. There's actually been no confirmation or denial on whether or not Kane will be due a rematch for the United States Championship. One would have to imagine he is most likely due a rematch, though. We've also got the Money in the Bank ladder match, so actually it's 11 matches at WrestleMania. I don't know who's going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, as I said before. I don't intend on really interfering with that one, because then it doesn't actually give them the briefcase. And whilst I know that I could, as someone pointed out in the comments, make a Money in the Bank ladder match myself and then use a story designer cutscene to have a cash in. I just don't really want to do it that way. I like the fact that the game could make the weirdest guy Mr. Money in the Bank, and I really like the fact that they can cash in at any given time, because it can really throw a wrench in your plans, but it can be fun, and that's kind of the point. We're not really going for ultra realism, we're going for fun. The Rock is on the weekly roster. I mean, he doesn't get used very much, but he's on it. Stone Cold is on the weekly roster. Same situation, he doesn't really get used much, but he's on it. The Legends actually, like, I think in this game it automatically ranks them really low in the championship hunt because they don't have any history. They don't have, like, a reason to be a top guy in the universe. Because it's supposed to be a continuation of what was happening in real life when this game came out. So, they've actually got to start from the bottom anyway, which is quite funny. And even then, they don't really seem to be going up the more wins they get. Well, Kofi Kingston is the former Cruiserweight Champion, but is he on his road to becoming a Tag Team Champion? The boom drop made me think yes, but this lack of control that he's suddenly now gotten makes me think no.
Regal controlling the head.
Oh, jeez. Really, really rough landings all around. Regal's in control.
I can't believe everything that's transpired thus far. It's been so physical.
So physical. Oh, Jesus. They're really going at it with these steel chairs. Don't honestly know what Kofi's other signature is, or else I'd use that. I didn't know the boom drop. If he's even got a different one. He probably does. It's Kofi Kingston. He'd be WWE Champion 10 years from when this game was half based on.
David Hart Smith has the headlock. Oh my, hung out on the ropes. You can see the pain in his eyes.
I don't know why they even bother with that. I really don't.
Regal controlling the waist.
Everybody hates Kofi. The former Cruiserweight Champion may be moving on from the Cruiserweight Championship. I think I already said that, but I just wanted to throw it out there once again. He doesn't seem to have any focus on going for Zack Ryder at this point. As I say, I think he's moving up in the world. That's kind of what the Cruiserweight Championship, the ECW Championship, that's kind of what those championships are. They're the stepping stone to greater opportunities down the line. And I think Kofi's kind of he's seen his potential. He's fought for the Cruiserweight Championship. He's won the Cruiserweight Championship, and unlike Zack Ryder, he's just not going to get complacent. The championship is not going to mean as much to him as one day becoming United States or WWE Champion is going to mean. It'd be really cool if Regal went for a pin after that. Like that seems like a good finish. Breaking your ass seems like a good finish too. I mean, if David Hart Smith's stupid enough, then no. Beautiful, beautiful breakup cutscenes. Who doesn't like them? I like triple threat matches, but I hate that, like, in this game, they can really get dragged out because of the pin breakup cutscene. I don't think that makes it past this game. I don't recall ever, like, getting annoyed by it in 12. But maybe I've just forgotten. That was a long-ass time ago. 7 years. Regal. I should, like, dig up my old microphone for when I get around to WWE 12. And I should, like, record it in, like, really low video quality. And just be like, yep, this is it. It's back just as you wanted it. I don't like the looks of this either. What the hell's Tyson Kidd doing here? I understand that he wants his partner to win the contenders match by any means, but really, kid? This is not you.
There they go again, sent crashing to the outside.
Nice one, Regal.
What Hart? Regal. How much more extreme will this match become? Regal goes behind.
Tyson Kidd has been added to the equation, but he's doing absolutely nothing.
Kofi controlling the arm.
Well, we'll just have to double team David Hart Smith to combat this.
And there's the monkey flip. And the boot connects with the abdomen. Oh.
He's really got it out for me in specific.
Yeah, I wonder sometimes if even Kofi knows what he's going to do next. Or if some of these moves just happen out of instinct.
Get the hell out of here. Tell you what. You wanna... Okay, no. Never mind.
And this plan appears to have backfired.
Oh. Bye.
This is a sickening assault.
Single monkey flip was all it took to get him out of here.
What a chair shot.
Had enough. I want this match to end.
What a battle this has been. There's no disqualification, anything goes match.
Oh. This is why I didn't really like putting it on Legend, is because it's just a load of reversals constantly. Not really a challenge, just a lot of reversing. But at the same time, it can put on some good matches when it's one-on-one. I think I just get a little sick of it when it's multi-man. Realistically. They just won't attempt pins. Ugh. There you go. How do I break up a pin? Oh no. So David Hart Smith, with a little help from Tyson Kidd, is the first man to get a victory in this tag team championship contenders situation. If he can come to the aid of Tyson Kidd next week, we could be looking at a very easy win for the Hart Dynasty and potentially them getting back their tag team championship gold. But for now, it is just David Hart Smith picking up the victory. Next week, as I say, Tyson Kidd, Jack Swagger, Evan Bourne, same place, same time, kicking off Raw. And if Tyson Kidd can win, we have got ourselves new tag team championship contenders. But if Swagger or Evan Bourne win, it will be the Hart Dynasty versus either Jack Swagger and William Regal, or the Hart Dynasty versus the Altitude Alliance. But for now, that is it for this matchup, and we will move on to what's next. Well, this is going to be an interesting one. Apparently, if Kane wants a US Championship rematch anytime soon, all he's got to do is go through Justin Gabriel, Wade Barrett's tag team partner. That's all he's got to do. He's just got to beat Gabriel. That, in and of itself, when you look at someone like Kane, doesn't sound like it would necessarily be too difficult. But it's what the Nexus could be up to. That's where you've got to kind of keep your eyes peeled. Okay, well, I guess we'll find out. Oh no, I think we've seen this just a moment ago with Regal and DH Smith. Yep. Okay. Justin Gabriel deciding to take the easy way out of this. With a quick sneak attack on Kane. And a 450 splash. Kane has already been through both a beating from the Nexus, losing to Barrett on Monday, and the Elimination Chamber just last night. That wasn't even a fair fight. Kane is nowhere near 100%. And Justin Gabriel just cheated him out of his rematch. Well, the screw-overs continue as the Nexus find a way to make sure that Kane doesn't get his United States Championship rematch. Whether or not he is still due one, I don't know. But he was told if he could beat Gabriel, he'd get it. He was obviously ready to compete if he had gotten a fair one-on-one match, but after 2 weeks of just constant cheap shots and being outnumbered and, you know, facing off against Barrett when he wasn't 100%, and then the chamber, the Elimination Chamber itself on top of everything else, obviously Kane wasn't going to be in 100% tonight. And obviously that's what played into this and gave Gabriel such a simple win over what would otherwise be a damn near impossible challenge for someone like Gabriel. Okay, so this is just basically kind of an interesting match we'll be seeing in the coming weeks. Somewhere on the show for the next 4 weeks, we may see matches like this. Matches that don't really have a lot of history, matches that aren't necessarily about championships. But matches like this one here, MVP is going to go one-on-one with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And basically, the reason behind these matches, the motivation behind why these superstars are facing off right now, heading to WrestleMania, is that this is kind of their petition, their rally, their way of saying, I belong in the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania, and here's why. So these aren't Money in the Bank qualifiers. The Money in the Bank will be hand drafted by the Raw and SmackDown general managers on the night of WrestleMania. But basically, this is just going to be an attempt to impress. MVP is actually in the top 10 ranked for the WWE Championship despite never having won a match. Whilst this man here, Stone Cold Steve Austin, I don't think has lost a match yet, but he's got to work his way up. So, for some reason, that's just the way it is. All signs point to this being an easy match for Stone Cold Steve Austin, but let's not forget MVP's performance against Shawn Michaels in the original Elimination Chamber qualifier that earned Shawn Michaels his WWE Championship in the long run of things. He could impress. But currently, walking into this match, MVP is 0-6 on the win-loss record, while Stone Cold is apparently 2-1. So he has actually lost a match. I don't remember what, but he has actually lost a match. Yeah, the Money in the Bank ladder match is something that will be booked on the night of WrestleMania. There will be no telling who's going to be in it. We could actually see our own United States or Intercontinental Champions, Wade Barrett or The Miz. They could end up in the Money in the Bank ladder matches. No telling who's going to be in it. All I know is Stone Cold is someone who has been itching for some competition, itching for some opportunities, and he's getting them now. So this is going to have to be a do-or-die situation for Austin. He's going to need to really show what he can bring to the table to make sure that he's right for this spot, that he can actually do it, that he can become Mr. Money in the Bank. As I say, MVP, there's something about him that's just kind of lit. His motivation is definitely there. Him and Mark Henry, ever since they debuted as a tag team, neither of them have been able to pick up a single victory. Looks like MVP is already trying to keep Austin down long enough to hit the ball and elbow, or whatever the fuck he calls it. Not a chance. Yeah, just keep launching Austin with them suplexes. That'll do it. I tell you, it would be really big for MVP to finally get a victory. And although Austin is a wrestling legend, he isn't exactly an achieved name in the universe yet. So it is entirely likely, it is entirely possible You know, in the wrestling world, everyone knows the name of Stone Cold Steve Austin a lot more than they do MVP, but Stone Cold Steve Austin in the J&S universe is a rookie. He's a nobody. He's got to make a name for himself. He's got to work his way up. This ain't how you do it. MVP is absolutely schooling him.
He plants him down with authority. He's got him hooked. Man, that was a vicious elbow.
Our main event tonight is going to be a very interesting one. We're about to find out just how ready for the WWE Championship scene Mr. 2010 Royal Rumble winner Christian actually is. Because he is going to go one-on-one with the former WWE Champion Triple H. And that in itself is honestly a scary thought to think, you know. Little old Christian. Yeah, he won the Royal Rumble, but the question is, can he do it? You just got to keep trying them. That's the trick. You just got to keep on trying them. Eventually, they'll connect. And just like that, Stone Cold Steve Austin picks up a little bit of momentum and potentially puts his name in the hat for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, MVP's performance could have still impressed, and it could still be MVP that goes into the Money in the Bank ladder match. There really is no telling how this will go. It's not necessarily about wins and losses, it's about who impresses the most. Stone Cold Steve Austin... Oh no! I guess 7 losses was too many for MVP. Usually such a good sport. A very different side of him. Well, this is going to be a make or break moment for Christian. He's going to face off against the former WWE Champion. The biggest name on Raw that we have had. Triple H would have been the guy walking into WrestleMania if it weren't for the Chamber last night. But it was enough to get that championship away from him. And I think he'll be remembered as a great champion for a long time. But I wish Christian good luck. This is not going to be an easy first challenge. I suppose that's one way to make it a little easier. There's been a lot of doubt from people on Christian, and I think we're seeing a different side of Christian already because of that. There's been a lot of doubt, a lot of hate, a lot of people saying that maybe Christian's not cut out for this. Maybe he just got lucky in the Royal Rumble match. And I think he's got a lot to prove, and this is going to be his way of trying to do so. I mean, realistically, he seems to be cracking under the pressure right now. He's not doing anything. And Triple H has already been through a hellacious Elimination Chamber match. He was the first man eliminated from the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. Eliminated at the hands of Batista, who has definitely had his issues with Triple H in recent weeks. Now, I think a lot of Batista's issues with Triple H are based around the WWE Championship. They may already have come to an end, but Batista wanted to make sure that Triple H was no longer the champion, and he damn well did that at Elimination Chamber. And this is not looking good for Christian already, who tried everything in his power with that cheap shot to at least have an upper hand in a match that everyone was doubting him in.
The amazing thing about Triple H is all of his intangibles. Oh, yeah.
That's a good way to get back into this for Christian.
And not only does he have those things,
You know, there's been a debate that Christian isn't worthy of the WrestleMania main event, that it should be Christian facing Ezekiel Jackson for the ECW title sooner than it should be Christian facing Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship. That he doesn't deserve to be the main eventer of the first ever WrestleMania.
oh man, did you hear that?
And that's not just coming from the fans, but that's also coming from everyone who is below Christian right now in the championship contention, especially the former champion Triple H, who may not get a rematch until after WrestleMania for the title that he is the first ever holder of.
He'll be right back in this. And Triple H hits the ground.
I believe the ruling for the Royal Rumble winner is that he gets his match at WrestleMania guaranteed, but if there will be other participants, will be exceptions depending on how he does in the weeks heading into WrestleMania. Right now, Christian's not really showing a lot of what he's got. And he's definitely going to be in a better physical condition than Triple H, that's for sure. Triple H not only lost his WWE Championship, he's been through a lot of really tough battles, and he was ambushed before the start of this match. I hate to discredit Christian so hard, but if he can't beat this form of Triple H, he doesn't stand a chance of beating Triple H at 100%. And when you're holding the WWE title, one of the first guys you're going to have to go through is Triple H as the first ever champion.
Watch Triple H. He doesn't waste any energy needlessly. Everything he does brings him closer to
Yeah, this ain't looking good. He's starting to get a little bit of momentum rolling. That's good. That's what we needed to see.
his head must be screaming in agony. Ooh. And there's a stiff clothesline. Christian blocks it. Oh man, paintbrush. The game goes behind.
Alright, there you go. That's what we need from you, Christian. Okay, maybe not so much.
And there's the elbow. And the pain has to be shooting through his face.
Just laying into Christian with one move after another now.
Double suplex. Cerebral assassin is so ready for this.
Oh, very good. That was looking like the beginning of the end. That was looking like a spinebuster attempt. A very wise reversal by Christian.
He didn't need a GPS to find the mark.
The first ever Royal Rumble winner, Christian.
And the game hits the spine buster.
Who is definitely not looking too favorable right now. Has Triple H gotten greedy with this pedigree, though? That's the question. Will he actually be able to connect? Uh-oh.
Pedigree. The game's going
I think it's lights out for our WrestleMania main eventer.
1, 2, 3.
That is not a good sign.
Wins.
The question is, and I'm going to leave this up to you guys. Not literally, you're not going to book WrestleMania, I'm sorry. But I'm just asking you as a question. Does this entitle Triple H to be in the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania?
Look who's come out here, Michael.
Okay. I understand that they're not finished, but that's neither here nor there. Does this entitle Triple H to be in the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania between Shawn Michaels and Christian? Does this now make it a triple threat? He is the former champion. He is due a rematch. He has beaten Shawn Michaels, and he's now beaten Christian. He should be given his rematch because he's a former champion. He's also beaten both guys involved in the matchup in recent weeks. I don't know, I kind of feel like Triple H may have just earned himself a spot in the WWE Championship match, but that's just me. William Regal and David Hart Smith are now enemies. Christian has turned his back on the fans. Triple H and Christian's relationship has gotten even worse. Wow, Christian went heel on like his first night on his road to WrestleMania. That's kind of surprising. No change in the tag division. Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne up because Kane is on a massive down, basically, is all that is. Triple H up 1 for that victory. Christian seems to have gone up because Kofi Kingston lost a triple threat. I don't really know why, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Christian is technically the #1 contender anyway. So, superstars, I mean, slash ECW. ECW, yes, ECW. Wade Barrett Otunga? No. Shad and Maurice versus Yoshitatsu and Nikki? No. Jimmy Snuka and The Rock versus Nemesis and the British Bulldog? Definitely no. What can you expect this week on ECW? Well, allow me to answer just that. We have got, coming up on ECW, we have got the first ever match of the new ECW champion Ezekiel Jackson. We'll be looking at the debut of Nemesis, finally, because I've had a few people say what the hell happened to him. He'll be debuting on ECW. He's a newcomer. He's got to start from the bottom. And we'll be having a match between some cruiserweights as they vie to show why they are worthy of getting a shot at Zack Ryder's Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania. So that is it. I'll see you guys next time on ECW. Bye.